Hello and welcome to the ORN. I'm Conlan O'Mordha, and today we have an FIA Manufacturers Series race. It's GT class for 12 laps around the beautiful Suzuka Circuit. Rory placed 10th on grid during qualifying, and we're hoping for a top 10 finish today. On pole position is Wasted Staff with a time of 1:59.855. It's a pretty nothing grid today, as the top have a 4-second split to pole position. This will make for some interesting racing, as we have extremely fast with the mediocre. As you see on screen here is the qualifying times for the people involved and the teams involved. Again, this is a manufacturer race. We'll observe a moment of silence for the FIA intro. And this is round one of the season beginning here. And again, on pole position, Wasted Staff. He's going to be driving the Mazda Atenza. And in P2, we have AP Beast 23 driving the Porsche 911. P3, CNF, No Limit USA driving the Mercedes. The Tornado 48 driving the Mercedes on P4. P5, Jimmy Hemi 17 in a Mercedes. P6, GRT Uncle Runkle in the Porsche 911. P7, Infamous Turtle in the Jaguar F-Type. And in P8, Pink Tool Floyd in the Mercedes AMG. P9 is Griffin HOH in HOS in the Ford Mustang. 10th, Rory O'More in the Mercedes AMG. 11th place, Roll with GT Seb in the BMW Z4. And in 12th, Mother 111 in the BMW M6. 13th, LS1 GT1 in the Porsche 911. 14th is Z-Wayne 2012 in the Chevy Corvette. 15th, Deft 911 in the Subaru WRX. 16th, Psycho Crowley in the Mercedes AMG. And 17th, That Guy 6494 in the Toyota Supra. 18th, Lazarus Crusher in the Lamborghini Huracan. 19th, Big Bogart 69 in Lexus RC. And 20th, TTV Kevo G in the Jaguar F-Type. And we have the rolling start here today. We'll see how well Rory is going to be able to climb the ladder here as he kind of bottled the qualify. There's our green flag, and away we go. Wasted Staff taking off with a line of cars queuing up behind up to turn number 1. And coming around nice and tight to the first of the spoon corners. And already seeing drama with cars behind going on to the grass back there. And we have replay Rory following Griffin HOS up into the grass, and the Z4 behind following and spinning. That was Roll with GT Seb. What a upset for him. Wish the staff wasting no time as he is coming around those S corners and onto the straight here. And coming coming up to our hairpin now. We have a little bit of side-by-side action with AP Beast and CNF coming into the hairpin. CNF taking the inside. AP Beast trying to get on the outside, but is not able to make a stick as CNF takes over P2. Racer staff starting to pull away from the rest of the pack here. We have what looks like to be a three-way battle for second place with Tornado 48 right behind AP Beast and catching up. And about a three-way battle for P5 behind them. Onto the back straight here, coming up to a very fast left-hand corner. And looked like the Tornado barely touched the grass there before coming into the corner, but it didn't affect him very much. Now into the tight S corners before the loose right-hander and onto the main straight and across the start finish to start lap number 2. AP Beast doing a really good job keeping his head down, trying to stay within contention for second place here as we're coming around the spoon corner. This a pretty tricky series of corners is P1, 2, where you're kind of touching on the brakes coming into the first corner very lightly and then getting a little bit more harsh onto the brakes coming into P2 to slide around, not losing too much momentum. And around the last of the S corners here, which is another sweeping left corner, AP Beast catches the grass coming on the outside and goes for a spin in the grass, trying to get back into control. Peak 2 of Floyd follows him and gets back onto the track way easier than AP Beast. AP Beast falling all the way down to 11th place. What an upset there for him today on that one singular corner, just going a little bit too fast around and catching the dirt, going for a spin. Waste of staff coming around the spoon corner here on lap number 2. Nice and tidy coming up onto the back straight here, where he went pretty slow around that spoon corner there, but keeping his momentum and coming up to the sweeping left, dropping down a little bit of speed around that corner, but still maintaining his momentum coming into the tight S corners here. And without incident comes across the start-finish line to start lap number 3. You can see CNF in the distance behind there. Really no contention for first and no contention for second as he's pulling away from GRT Uncle Runkle, as we have a replay of the Tornado 48 going a little bit too harsh into that corner and onto the AstroTurf, spinning into the wall and getting back on track, losing quite the momentum there and a couple places as well. Back on board with wasted staff as we have another replay up at the top right there with Def 99 trying to avoid a collision, goes off to the left-hand side into the grass, spins back on track, losing one place there and touches the gravel there, goes for sideways, and now back on track there before the start finish. Waits to stop, losing the group behind there as nobody was in shot for a little bit there, coming around the hairpin with a commanding lead over CNF No Limit B USA, who also is losing some momentum there as GRT Uncle Runkle has started to catch up with Jimmy Hemmy's 17 following close behind. Waits the staff doing much better around that spoon corner this time as he's cut the higher speed and coming up to our very fast left hand corner from our back straight here. And on to the tight S's. Wasted Staff looks very in control and calm in this race today when we see Psycho Crowley going for a spin, acting like a ballerina going for a loop-de-loop in the dirt. Back on track, comes to a sliding halt and gets his tires back underneath of him. And we see Def to 99 as he's coming up into the spoon corners here, catches his wheels on the AstroTurf and goes for a slide and into the dirt. Wasted Staff doing a great job just pulling away from the pack here as he's got around 2-minute mark for his times today. CNF No Limit USA trying like hell to catch up, but his lap times currently are in a 2-minute 2-second profile. He's got to really put his head down if he wants to catch up to the leader today. And GRT Uncle Runkle's doing great progress catching up with P number 2 here, coming around the hairpin. Looks like GRT had a little bit better escape out of that corner. And we'll see how it's going to play for him coming up into the spoon corners. And looks like GRT is starting to really catch up onto the backside, definitely within the toe of CNF No Limit B USA here. As we're coming into the tight left-hand corner, GRT goes for the outside here. It's going to be kind of a dangerous move here. And slots back in behind, goes for the undercut. Does he make it stick? He's going to have the inside. CNF does. As we're coming into the tight S's, CNF pulls it off, comes away, so he keeps his position. And number 2, GRT. CNF going into the pits. It's barely lap 4 here. And GRT Uncle Runkle comes away with position number 2 as Wasted Staff comes out of the pits. Still claiming P1, but GRT is all over the tail fin here, coming around T2 and into the S corners. 6 people into the pits. Crazy, taking up a lot of our screen here. Bogart coming out ahead of the Tornado where he came in behind, and Rory going for a spin as we saw down in the left hand corner. GRT making the moves here, trying to get back into contention for P1, but Wasted Staff with those fresh tires is starting to really pull away. And coming up into the hairpin. GRT nice and tidy, but still losing some momentum from Wasted Staff here. As that Mazda Tenza seems to be the car to beat today. Coming into the spoon corners here. And now on board with CNF No Limit B USA in 3rd position, trying like hell to get his head down and catch up to the leaders. He did pit on lap number 4, so his tires are relatively fresh, as did Jimmy Hemme. And same thing, trying like hell to catch back up to CNF to gain into contention with the top split here. And 5th place, Rory O'More is starting to separate himself as GRT comes into the pits. He's in P2. We'll see where he's going to come out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be P3, possibly P4 as we're coming out of the pits here. And it comes out P3 right in front of Jimmy Hemme. And no question there, he's definitely taken P3. And now we have a Porsche into the pits here. Didn't see who it was. And is going to come down all the way to 14th. LS1 GT1 came into the pits around 8th place, comes all the way down to 14th. On board now with Rory O'Mordha in that Mercedes, driving for O'Mordha Racing. In 5th place, pulling away from 6th, trying to catch up to Jimmy Hemme in 4th place. Has not come into the pits yet. I'm sure we'll see him come in on this lap, as he is on a one-stop race here, where it seems like the majority of the others are on a two-stop race. Nice thing about the little bit longer laps is we have a pit stop strategy that's able to come into place, so it really depends on car, driver, and team strategy here in these longer races, and I'm really hoping we see some longer races even so coming into the future. And Wasted Staff still in first with a ginormous commanding lead from position number 2 here on lap 6. Halfway through the races, he's coming into the last time of the lap. The S corners, sweeping right hand corner over the start finish to start lap number 7. Comes in with a flying time there of 1:59. Fastest lap so far of the race. On board with CNF, No Limit B USA and P2, trying to catch up to gain contention for P1. I don't see it possible here today, as Wasted Staff is doing a tremendous job. Rory O'Mordha into the pits. We have 2 other cars here into the pits. Z-Way in 2012, another 111. Join Rory into the pits here. Rory only getting tires. Z-Wayne and Mother both getting fuel. As Rory comes out, 6th place. Pig 204 down to the inside with the Bogart almost on the outside there. Pig 204 goes a little bit wide. Rory takes the inside and takes back 6th place. Now into the S corners as we have 3 more people into the pits. Psycho Crowley coming into the pits. And Griffin HOS takes the lead coming out of the pits there as GRT goes for a spin, crashing into the wall, going a little bit too wide out of that fast left-hand corner, and drops from 3rd down to 4th, and is in dangerous territory as Rory is catching up. AP Beast is catching up close behind, with Rory close behind him. And Jimmy Hemme in 3rd place, coming up, trying to get into the toe of CNF, No Limit B USA, but we do have some pretty huge gaps from 1st to 2nd, then 2nd to 3rd, and 3rd to 4th is even larger. And Jimmy Hemme playing no BS today, keeping his head down, going extremely quick around these corners here, trying to get a further pole position here today. Coming up into T1 here. Great job, nice and clean around that first spoon corner into the S corners here. And we have another one coming into the pits. Infamous Turtle, number 17 in the Jaguar F-Type into the pits here. We'll see where he's going to come out. Looks like 12th position, just ahead of 13th to 14th. Still on board with Jimmy Hemme as he's taking a very fast approach to a lot of these corners, sliding a little bit, but nothing he can't handle. Seems the gap from P2 to 3 is closing just a little bit, and the gap from P3 to P4 is also closing just a little bit. Rory in 5th place now, closing the gap on P4 and creating one on P6. And around the spoon corners is Jimmy Hemi onto the back straight here. Now on board with CNF No Limit B USA in the Mercedes. As our leader waits to stop, comes into the pit on lap number 8. We'll see if CNF stays out or goes in. He's going in. Jimmy Hemi, is he going to follow and go into the pits as well? They're all on soft tires. He stays out. Waits to stop coming out of the pits now. Still in first place. Still has quite the gap there. CNF now out of the pits, coming out just before Jimmy Hemi. Now a contention for second place here as Jimmy Hemi is right on the backside of CNF. Pig Tool Floyd comes into the pits as well as AP Beast. We'll see where they're going to come out. AP Beast does have the jump there. Comes out as Pig Tool Floyd was getting some fuel. So they're going to come out. APB Beast, 9th place. Pig Tool Floyd in 10th. And now we have Bogart in the pits. He came in P12. We'll see where he's going to come out. And is going to drop all the way down to 12th. I'm sorry, he did come in, but a little bit higher position. That was my mistake. CNF going a little bit wide there, coming out of that fast right-hand corner and catching the grass, the dirt a little bit, but no effect there as he's coming around the hairpin. May have dirtied his tires a little bit, but nothing that we see is affecting him here. And now on board with Wasted Staff with a extremely commanding lead over P2 and just continuing to lay down extremely fast times as we see over on the right there. The only higher times is when he's coming in to the pits. So those soft tires is a great strategy for him here today. Coming into the technical S's here is if you go a little bit too wide on those S's, the AstroTurf will throw your car for a great, amazing spin. And coming over the start finish to start lap number 10. Coming into P1 is Wasted Staff, our leader here today. Jimmy Hemi now into the pits from P3. We'll see where he's going to come out. He's also on a 2-stop strategy with soft tires. And in as well as GRT Uncle Runkle, following behind Jimmy Hemi, coming out in 3rd with no contention from the pits. However, GRT Uncle Runkle is going to come out just in front of Rory there. So Rory now is all just about in the toe of P4. Also coming into the pits now is the Tornado 48. And we'll see where he comes out. So a lot of these cars on a 2-stop strategy with these soft tires. And he comes out to claim 12th position here. And Wasted Staff is continuing to grow his lead on P2 here. CNF No Limit B USA. And into the spoon corners here as we see another car going off the track. That guy, 6494, going into P1, gets hit from behind and just punted off the track, going for a spin into the dirt, into the wall, reverses, and back on track. Only to end up 17th position. Wasted Staff still continuing his commanding lead here as our race leader into the tight technical S's before the loose right hand and over our start finish to start lap number 11 of 12 laps. So 2 laps to go here. Back straight coming up to T1. And CNF, just no contention there, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see Wasted Staff take the race win with CNF No Limit B USA taking P2. However, there could be contention for P3 if GRT gets his head down and starts coming up with those fast laps as we saw him do earlier in the race. CNF going for a slide around the T1 here, just barely misses going into the dirt, gets back on track. So it gives some opportunity for Jimmy Hemme to try to catch up, but still a pretty big gap between him and P3. So the lead that Wasted Staff has created only further extends. And we have another one going a little bit sideways out of that technical S down there. P18 he was, and now goes into the pits here. So lap number 11 going into the pits. Not sure how wise that move was, but then again, in last place, you can't really drop any further. And Wasted Staff coming up onto the fast left-hander on the back straight, on board with Pig Tool Floyd now in 7th place, and Z-Wayne 2012 in 8th on board now with that Chevy Corvette. Mother 111 all over the tail fin of Z-Wayne in 9th place there, trying to make a move on Z-Wayne to take the position, and Z-Wayne comes out a step ahead and continues to claim 8th place. Now coming into the spoon corners here, as Mother 111 is all over the tail fin. Rory O'Mordha, now who we are on board with in P5, AP Beast within the toe there of Rory. We'll see how well he's able to make it stick here, as around that very fast left-hander goes quite slow around that into the technical S's. AP Beast definitely catching up within the toe here. I believe he's on soft tires as Psychic Crawley goes for a spin around that hairpin and into the wall. And Rory trying to break the toe there, goes a little bit more the move on the outside. AP Beast definitely has the more life on the tires as he is on soft tires. Rory O'Mordha going wide around that corner, barely catching himself and back onto the track. We have another car into the pit on lap number 12. That is an extremely racy decision there, as he drops all the way to 14th place coming out of the pits. Rory O'Mordha still on board with, defending against AP Beast around these S corners. Coming up to the sweeping left-hand corner now, AP Beast takes the inside. He's gonna make it stick. He takes P5 away from Rory. Rory all over the tail fin here, coming up to the tight right-hand corner here, and on to the straight up to the hairpin, as we see Pig Tool Floyd following behind in that Mercedes. And into the hairpin now, with AP Beast going a little bit wide, cutting on the inside of that hairpin. Wasted Staff around the S corners for the last time, coming up to the sweeping right-hand corner and up to the finish line to claim our race as victor. And CNF No Limit B USA coming up to claim P2 as he's coming around the S corners onto the sweeping right, as we see Jimmy Hemme there in the shot. So CNF No Contention claims P2, Jimmy Hemme position 3. And LS1 GT1 goes for a spin there as he gets punted from behind. GRT Uncle Runkle is going to claim 4th. APB Beast is going to claim no contendedly 5th place. Rory O'Mordha fighting to claim 6th here as Pig Tool Floyd's all over the tail fin there. Definitely within tow. Rory O'Mordha claims 6th. Pig Tool Floyd claims 7th. Z-Wayne 2012. He's going to come around to claim 8th place. The Tornado 48 is going to claim 9th place. Mother 111 is going to claim 10th place. And in 11th, Griffin HOS 12th place. Infamous Turtle 13th. Bogart 69, who took that final pit on lap number 12. Definitely paid off as he claimed one more position. Def 911 claimed 14th. And that was our race coverage here today. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. We'll see you next time.